Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Starbase Expanded. Today we have Darth joining us again. Darth.
Howdy, everybody. Back for another round this afternoon. Got lots of stuff to cover. We got some ground shots, some aerials, and we got something special for y'all that we're going to start with here in a minute. We got event dudes with us today as well.
Good day, and yeah, we should have some excitement today, and good show.
So, what's your what was it you we're going to start with? Mr. Checked Out Alex over here.
So, right here, I got the ship tracker that event dudes has made for us. You want to explain this, dudes?
It's a lot of complicated Python code that went into this, but basically it was just to be a more presentable item. It's got all the ship tracking, it's got some integrated features with them that should be going along. I think if we just do 8x and hit play, and then we'll just kind of go along. This is Skimmer on the beginning of his journey. UTC time, this is back on August 1st. And she gone. Good thing I have a smart disable zoom function built in. As we can see, time is, oh, apparently that breaks it. That's interesting. Well, I didn't check that out. New bugs everywhere. So you can see the time top right, that's 2. And basically what we have here is going to be a night-day system. So currently we're coming into the daytime, which is when we get all of our sat photos so that we can see what's going on. And at this particular point in time, Go Australia's had met up with the incoming Norman Ranger. And Norman Ranger on the right, and then you have Go Australia's on the left. And effectively, this is the first time they had met up that we knew about, that we had some sort of imagery. And the important thing about this particular imagery is on the right side, you can see Norman Ranger. It has some little brown objects in it, and that's going to become important later on this whole journey. But that's going to be basically your buoyancy collar, or the object that's going around Ship 40 to tow it safely.
Right, and over here you can see some of the drone cameras on the deck of the Australias. Those little round things. Alright, let's keep this moving.
By the way, this is in the Indian Ocean. Probably should have mentioned that in case anybody was following along.
Yeah, this is a good representation of what the ships have been up to.
Yeah, this is the exact tracking. I put a little imagery so you can kind of see what the skimmer looks like. And again, Go Australia's is kind of that blue, and then Normat is going to be that kind of red shorter ship. So
As they get closer, it'll zoom in automatically.
yeah, well, the opposite's also true, which is kind of funny on the back end.
Right.
Yeah.
So zooming will happen.
Yes, either out or in, one or the other. It does it all. It's just amazing. And yeah, it's also how I made the videos. If anyone was curious, I was doing it on this program, albeit slightly a little bit different setup. All right, and this is the important thing. So as we were discussing there a second ago, we had the little buoyancy collar, and now we can see in the bottom left, which I was originally thought it was a submarine, which has been funny. You can see both the collar in that area. It's got its own little drag line with it, and it's got a little red beacon on it as well, so you know where it's at. And that's, of course, attached to the Norman Ranger there in this particular shot. And on to the top left there is going to be Go Australis. And just for context, I didn't put the whole thing in here, but right now in this image, 2.7 kilometers away is going to be Starship S40.
How many
Yeah,
kilometers?
2.7
Still?
in this image.
yeah, you can see the drag line there
Yeah.
going back.
And here is S40, first shot. Pretty good looking. It was upright, didn't have anything, catastrophic with it. And they had obviously been working with it already. You can see on the back end of it, they had attached a kind of a beacon line to it. I had originally thought this was actually a tow line, and it was not. It was actually a little short little beacon line, which I found out later.
Yeah, and you can see the beacon right here.
Are they just reusing one of their drone boats?
I was wondering about that, but I think they're all accounted for in Go Australis. I was trying to figure that out, but I think they're all there. It's hard to say. They had plenty of opportunity in a massive amount of space with, all the boats that came up that should have been able to haul this kind of stuff up.
All right. Ship was still looking good in that photo.
Yeah, and we could probably zoom a little bit here since we have broken the speedometer 8x thing. If you just want to click, let's just click 3, and we can kind of go backwards on the event here. My
4.
bad. Well, we can click 4.
And you will close. Okay.
Alrighty. So this is them zoom forward next day. This is August 2nd. This is the next morning, if you will. It's daylight out, and so we can now see some more operations happening. And this is the first time that Skimmer Tide has shown up in the picture. And we get another clear picture of that buoyancy collar back there. And there's also, I'm not sure if that is I think it's the dinghy, but I wasn't sure if that was a dinghy or some sort of apparatus for attachment to the ship. Couldn't figure that out from this picture.
Pretty sure it's the dinghy because it looks like they have the crane extended on this side.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you can definitely see
Yeah, they
the
messed around
collar.
with a lot. This is like a day later. They're still messing around with this kind of collar buoyancy.
See the bright red beacon on it?
Yep, and you can see here in this picture, that's where they're at. And Go Australis was to the right of that, just not in that picture, obviously. Now, this is something, actually, we need to back up a little bit. Let's X out of this real quick so I can explain. So this is the oddity that, oh, no, you can stay here. This is the oddity I haven't quite figured out. So Skimmer zoomed off, and you can see Norman Go Australis to the left there. And Skimmer did a little loop where I'm suspecting S40 was chilling, and for some reason picked up on a tow line, pretty long tow line, with S40. This was the first tow that it actually started to do, and then we have this picture. Yep, go ahead. And this is the first picture we have of that. That is to the right. That's going to be the Skimmer Tide, not the Norman Ranger, as will be later. And to the back there, we just have Starship, no buoyancy collar or anything else. It's just being straight towed with a very, very long, about 600-meter line.
Yeah, believe it or not, that is what that faint line is the tow line. And it looks like they were working, probably with the fast boat or dinghy.
Yep. And this hit play after this, and you can see if you watch Skimmer now, Skimmer's gonna remember Skimmer has S40 now. So Skimmer's gonna be chilling. It's like, okay, now I'm gonna start moving a little bit here. I'm gonna go to like the northeast-ish. Norman and Go Australia is having a party to the left, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, looks like it's just morning time now, so.
Yep. And this is about an hour later what we just saw. Again, on the right-hand side, in fact, you might notice this picture as it was released recently. On the right-hand side, we again have the skimmer tied. Nothing in the back that I can tell, which is also interesting that they didn't seem to have brought anything, or at least not of significance. You can see the tow line faintly there, and then again, you can see the ship creating some sort of wake, if you will. A little distortion in the water that's picked up by the sat cam there.
Yeah, you can see the ripples that it's creating as it's going forward.
Yeah, so a couple different theories here. Maybe they had to pull it around, get it in order. Maybe they just wanted to get it to a location so they can then set it up with Norman Ranger. Kind of unknown what was going on here. We can probably zoom a couple hours. You can just manually do that if you want.
Yeah, because right here's where they all meet up, basically.
Yeah, this is going to be a handoff, and they do this for the next 3 hours, and it's becoming dark. And they're going to hand off S40 from Skimmer to Norman here. We can zoom ahead to about 12.
Yeah, the next one should be popping up, right?
No. It's nighttime.
Okay.
I was just going to show here at 12, what we're going to have here is Skimmer and Go Australia are now going to have some sort of weird thing, and they're going to do their own thing. And Norman's going to be like, okay, I got the ship, and it's going to start headed in a kind of a southeast direction. And if you want to just drag it along until about 3, so you got about 15 hours to go. Yep, so we got morning again, and they do this little routine every time. It's morning time, they come back together. I don't know what they're talking about. They're just doing some random stuff, the boat stuff, you know.
And this pops up.
You managed to break it. It was kind of interesting. You're still on the Zoom, which is kind of funny. If you want to just click on that, and then yeah. So this is now the handoff we saw. And actually, is this later? Let's X out and hit 6 real quick. Make sure we're in order here.
Yeah, because 6, I think, was the last one we were on, but
Just double checking.
double check.
Yep, let's hit
Yeah.
7. So I built in my backup features. Okay, yeah, this is the important one. So this is Norman Ranger. You can kind of tell it by the shortness, and it's got the little carry there system there. The big question on this one was, is that the dinghy on the back of the ship messing around? I'm going to say more likely it's the dinghy than they have some sort of apparatus, and that would become clear in the next photo that we saw before. There doesn't seem to be anything back there, and again, it's got that leader line on it.
So
They could have
go
a
ahead
drug
and
or sea anchor on the end of that one of those lines too.
Yeah. And then we have this
all
photo.
right.
So it's slowed down a bit, and now it's going to do some work. We see the dinghy in the bottom, the speedboat, if you will. And there's nothing on the aft end that you can see from this angle, albeit there might be some issues. But this is a good, clear picture of that buoyancy collar. It's now attached. You can see the little red dot in the top of that, and then the leader line across from it as well.
That it along either side of the ship 40.
Yeah, a little inflatable buoyancy pontoons or whatever you want to call those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like 4 on each side.
That shot like 3 satellite images ago showed them really well, but we don't need to click back to it. Please don't.
Chat's wondering, is it being towed nose first or tail first?
So this is aft being towed on there, and you can see that several times ago, even when the skimmer was towing it, it was by the aft there. So this has been the aft the entire time.
Oh, not the nose? I thought it was the nose now.
No, the leader line is the beacon that goes off of that. So there's one on the nose, and there's a beacon that kind of drags behind it.
And so why not nose first? That's what FlyJake is curious about. I think we're all...
I think they could have done either. I think this is kind of dealer's choice in this situation. You have worse things either which way. You can tell where the flaps are down into the water there. They looked just down directly into it. So what kind of direction you're going to get from kind of a rudder action off of that? And I guess they determined that this would be the better way of doing that. It might have something to do with the nose kind of tapering in. That might give them a little bit of directional and not have it rolling or slewing left and right.
Yeah, I was figuring the nose would act more like a hull as opposed to the aft, so it would give it a more freedom or less resistance as they're towing it.
Yep. And this is a great photo showing how they'll just stop, they'll mess around, they do some things from time to time, whether it's dark or light. This just happened to be in the light. And then under normal towing, they just kind of go along. So this is them trying to test out this whole rig that they've set up and seeing how it's going and fitting it.
Hello.
Hello.
I believe I'm a little bit late to the show.
That's okay. We needed you on the drive-by. This one is Starbase Xpanded now. So we've got Alex, Event Dudes, and Darth running it. Matt's having some computer issues, and I'm here on questions and donations. And Six has got the broadcast.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that. Hello, everybody. Good day.
Hey, Steph.
And we have Todd too. Sorry, Todd.
That's okay. I'm only kind of here.
Well, then, carry on. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
All good. We can move on to the next one. Actually, let's show where the boats are in relationship. You can X out. Yep. And then again, get your bearings there. And this is kind of what's going on. And again, they're all going kind of the eastern, southeastern kind of direction here. At this point in stage, I guess we're saying goodbyes, and Ghost Reyes was going to peace out and go on home.
Yeah, it should be picking up.
I think I broke your browser, which is kind of funny. All good. We can just zoom ahead. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Gone Australias is gone Australias.
And so the ETA to Australia is about 12 days, you said? 11 days?
Well, we're not there yet, but Go Australia is just going to head there. It probably gets there about a day to Dampier.
And the ship will get there in 11. Starship.
Yeah, well, if you do the calculation on the 3 knots and 800 nautical miles, yeah, it's roughly 11, 12 days.
And then you were talking about them tying down the flaps, and then that could possibly be used as a rudder, potentially? Is that
Well,
true?
yeah, not a rudder per se is that usually move. It's kind of a stationary rudder. I think they call them skegs. But the idea is that it's just directing the water flow through it in a known direction so you have more control. Whereas if you just have a blunt surface, like a round object in the water, there's no real direction for it to move when you're pulling it.
So just on that with that ship movement, the Australian content creator Aussie North has looked into doing a live stream of it, and apparently it's become a naval a naval thing, the Australian Navy operation. So there's not going to be any live streams available for it.
Be interesting. All right, we can zoom ahead to the next one there, Doris. I think it's event 9, I want to say. Oop, okay, and that should be, yep, that's going to be today. So event 9 happened today. And this is going to be, again, another shot. And this is going to be Norman Ranger towing a little bit more of a distance as we expected. And this is the idea of allowing a lot more tow length for slack in case we get some wake or some extra issues where the line could go taut and actually create a lot of force on the aft end of the ship and break it. And then we have skimmer tide there to the right of the photo that will also be departing shortly after this photo, actually. And that's their position. Gulf Stream is going real far away. Weirdly enough, they kind of just did this dogleg northeast instead of just going directly where Gulf was. So they must have been trying to re-rig a little bit and trying to get comfortable with it before they actually zoomed, which they were doing pretty good today. And this is going to be, again, a little bit later. It's about 15 minutes later than the one we just showed you. And again, we got the dinghy out on the right-hand side. I highlighted via Photoshop the line so you could see it a little bit better. And they were obviously re-rigging this line a little bit and making sure everything was good to go. Because basically, shortly after this, they actually pick up some speed. They get to around 3.3 knots or so. This is another great image on, you can really see the buoyancy collar around S40 on this image. Especially on that one side. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 on that one side. It's probably 6 each side. And also, just to clarify, depending on where the picture is taken from is depending on the angle that you're seeing it. So it's not that you necessarily is listing or anything else like that. It's more that the angle of the shot is actually from that side.
Right. And we see the beacon back there. Beacon there.
Yeah, I'm curious if we'll get another one. They are going pretty fast, so I don't know if people that have been doing these are going to know where to go next. It would be kind of interesting to see. But I would be curious to see if there's a bridle or some sort of connection point on the back aft end of there, if it was 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever they've got going on back there. So
Yeah, that will be interesting.
Yep. And then basically we can see what they did all today. You can probably just drag that just to. I think this is such a large file that it has outcast your browser and it's just crashed the whole thing. So yeah, if you just want to like click towards the end and then or drag them to the end, we can get kind of the idea of what they've done today's time. Yeah, there we go. Of course, it's nighttime. Skimmer is piecing out along with Go Australis there. And again, based on the idea of the current speed that it was doing during this little stretch, which is around 2.7 knots average, it got up to 3.3 knots. You can calculate that in 800. It's about 11, 12 days to get back to Dampier.
And how many days did you calculate it take Stephanie to drive there?
Stephanie is currently deafened, but I believe Stephanie was talking about it would only take roughly 3 days.
Yeah, it was about 60 hours if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Of
it's
drive
like
time.
2.5, even better.
Yeah.
Looks like one of our chatters converted hydrogen might be flying over there to meet the ship. Well, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, not recommending or doing anything from this show, but obviously there are rules and regulations and everything else. If the statement was true about it turning into some sort of military slash naval thing, then I have no idea. But yeah, for sure, I mean, it's a ship. You'll see it. It's not like you're not going to see it.
Ziggy's wondering, the next Starship dock will be interesting. Do you guys think that they'll include the ship recovery?
They're going to catch it, aren't they? That's a pretty good recovery.
I agree.
Yeah. Catching is always the preferred option. And just so y'all see my background.
Was the question next launch? Or next
The
dock?
next Starship dock will be
Next.
interesting. Do you guys think that they'll include ship recovery? Maybe documentary, Starship documentary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I will hoping so. There's a lot they need to include, to be honest. They're missing out on a lot of things. Apparently, they never even got the original, or maybe they did, the original sat flyby of the backside and the tile side. They just showed it this time around, which is interesting. So, yeah, I would hope they give a lot of information specific to the recovery. Now, I will say about that, unless the recovery team member decided to jump ship or transfer ship, I don't know how that works. That they don't have anything film-wise unless somehow or another the recovery vessel had a film crew on it. So we weren't going to get anything unless that Go Australis comes back.
Any other questions?
No, but we have a couple of donations. We have two sets of gifted memberships. We want to thank Evans for his gifted membership and Martin for his 5 gifted membership. Then we also want to thank somebody who donated money through PayPal on Sunday, Donald H. He says, another great show, RGV, really great views, and also really great viewpoints from the host and chat. And he donated $25. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. Always. We really appreciate it.
Cool. So where should we go next, Darth? Have the airport lot. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Anything fun and exciting here?
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Airport lot, zoom in to the open tent. Open tent, zoom in.
Right in here.
Yep. What is that, Alex?
What is that?
Enhance a large gear. No.
Is it a large drinking flask?
Yes. Yes, it's a Libra size flask.
Awesome.
Yes, yes, it is. Valves.
Yeah, those look like the sides of actuators. The butterfly valves. Because yeah, that's definitely a butterfly valve because you can see the hinge, little pivot point.
Kind of like the ones we've seen in the deluge.
They use butterflies everywhere.
Right.
Probably somewhere in this storage area there'll be a handful of those. Other fun stuff was
Their turntable pieces.
yeah.
Uh,
That piece right by that
I was gonna
that
say there's a valve.
that yeah, that's a butterfly one was it's by the white shelf, those pipes that sort of look like chrome tatters.
Oh, we got some headers going.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did they lift something like that out of the GSC bunker by pad 2?
They did. It was lifting in, I believe. Yeah.
Huh.
You sure those aren't headers? They look like a header. Like it looks like thin enough metal. It's not like thick metal we're used to. It looks like thin enough metal. It could be a header.
HVAC duct.
That's probably what it is because it's pretty thin on that. It's a straight pipe on the left side there.
But they're not square.
Yeah, that
Is
looks like a
HVAC
big
square? Oh, that kind of HVAC. Okay.
the plenum underneath it looks like it's a square. Anyway, moving on.
It's been a minute since we've looked through here, so
Box fans, of course.
3 of them is just weird.
I like how they have them. They're gonna like. I know this doesn't work, but they're gonna do the old classic megaphone and megaphone, like Bart Simpson, and it somehow amplifies it to a sonic boom that is able to like topple over buildings.
I want. I'll be back.
a 3-stage wind tunnel.
Yeah.
That works.
If only physics worked that way.
Well,
That
you
would be
could,
amazing.
I mean, you could have 3 fans inlining.
But could you have a 3-stage wind tunnel?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, look at the compressor front end of most aircraft turbines are multi-stage.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
The pumps for the Lux subcoolers, the air pumps, are multi-stage at 39.
There's some big pipes.
Big basket strainers.
Nice. Converted Hydrogen just donated 50 Australian dollars and says, "Event dudes, great job with the tracking animation." Good job, dudes. And thank you, Converted Hydrogen, who also will be flying out there to see ship from afar, hopefully.
Yeah, you're welcome. I might release that. It's got all the information and I might have to sort through it.
More vaporizer or heat exchanger fans.
Yep.
The racks are red now?
Yeah.
Well, there's
Wow.
more organized going on there too.
Oh yeah, they did pillage a bunch of stuff from these racks in the last week.
Well, and we can talk about this later a little bit, but I'm curious if they're going to move a lot of this stuff to that other storage site, so or what they're going to plan on doing here.
Yeah,
The one that looks like the hammer? What did you call it?
The
the
hatchet,
hatchet
come
site.
on, the hammer.
I got the H part. Hatchets and hammers are similar in shape.
Okay. I mean, hatchet time doesn't have the same ring.
And you can't touch this. Da, 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 da. I will pull out the bass and start playing that. Just saying. Don't make me.
That would be awesome, but you play as well as host the photos.
Maybe.
Need a
Maybe.
need an eye tracker on the mouse so you can move your eyes and move the camera around.
I mean, I have a Toby eye tracker bar I could send you.
And if people were wondering, no, they're never going to run out of conduit.
What about metal, though?
Have
They're
Virgin?
running out of that?
No.
No, no.
Chat's funny. Chat's egging me on.
Come on, Andy, you can do it. Hey, look, there's one. Well, that's not it's this gate valve, not butterfly valve. Never mind.
Still got these.
Globe valves.
Weren't there 3 of them?
The third one is at the bottom of the frame. That's right there.
Okay.
They move some stuff around. It's right by the orange rack rails next to the blue dumpster.
All right.
Okay. I'm not saying anything too exciting.
No.
Moving on.
An old manual valve? Or?
A little gate valve, yeah.
Yeah.
To
All right.
Indy's battle axe.
Yeah, where was that?
Try
It's
that one.
I know it's in one of the wide shots.
That's the port, so no. It's to the right of that though. It may be, and you can kind of see it from that shot.
There you go.
Yep. Sort of. It's to the left.
To the left. I thought it was to the right.
No,
To the
that's
right.
the concrete. That's the concrete plant right there. It's to the left. The bust is to the right, and the little
the spoilage
Yeah.
slit.
I do like these wides. It really gives a vast landscape appearance of everything going on. Yeah, you got your concrete plant there. You got way off in the distance, you can see Starbase.
Where?
You got your, is it Forcon? I forget the name of that thing. For air nav.
Right.
The sombrero.
Oh, that was more like a
It's more of a
thing.
bowling.
That's the vortex.
Pin.
Vortac.
Vortac.
Let's see if I can get that right. vectored omnidirectional radar.
It's the roadmap for the airplanes, the old-fashioned one before GPS.
Yeah.
Tells them where they're at.
There it is. That's the
Yep.
hatchet site right there.
That's one of them. We'll probably stumble upon the other shot on the other side, but yeah. And it's nothing really to look at. It's really just going to be literally what you think it is. It's a long, narrow road that goes into a rectangle or like a hatchet-looking object. And right now they're just putting down the gravel and rolling that out. And they're only going to be there for a month, so that's basically all I think they're going to do and move a bunch of storage items over there, which will be interesting to see which items go over there.
Yeah, it was labeled inventory, right?
I don't remember seeing that. I think the only gleaning I got from it was the fact that it was only a month long on the TCEQ permit.
Okay.
What does that mean?
The permit you get for constructions for stormwater or construction runoff or anything else like that, and they put a kind of a timeline on there. It just so happened to be 1 month, as opposed to, let's say, something like the Huddleston site that they're building is going to be more like 6-7 months is what they have on the permit.
So in 1 month, the construction will be done on the hatchet?
Correct. That's all they applied for. So again, that would only allow them for basic tilling of the land, if you will, and just putting some gravel there. Oh, I forgot to ask. Did we see anything on the drive-by there, Darth, since you were over there earlier?
My bad. Actually, this is the one thing I did forget to ask
Oh
for
my
today.
goodness. I gave you one thing and then like
I
several
know.
other things behind that one thing that was like 20 things. But
Wow,
You
I
had
can't
one job.
I can't work with you people. This is
Who are you calling you people?
you people.
I'm calling Darth.
You're calling
What are you
me
calling me?
people?
Yes.
Wow,
That's your
that's
first
an
mistake.
upgrade.
That's an
So-
upgrade.
So the plural Darth, we did see on that they were missing some pipe action, and that was actually in the flyover.
Right.
So we're kind of curious if they're going to hook up that pipe action to see whether or not we're going to complete that run, and then hopefully we'll have some water action down at the launch site because things are pretty much finished everywhere that I can see. There might be a pipeline here or there that I wasn't aware of because it's just in the middle of nowhere on the road. So
There's more than one Darth? Because you refer to him as plural Darth.
yes, because Alex referred to him as people, so therefore he is only a singly individual that is now people, so he is the plural Darths.
Uh-huh.
There is another Darth running around. I know of at least one other running around.
It's true. There is another Darth.
So after your training is completed, you need to challenge them to a duel.
There can only be one. There can be only one.
Yeah, we also notice in these lots this dwindling amount of, steel for that matter, as obviously Gigabay is kind of completing. However, we do have a sizable amount of workforce, which is always nice.
Fly Jake's wondering how loud the water pump facility is.
I mean, it's standard, not loud. Humming kind of style.
Not a fletching noise.
No, if you hear a flushing noise, there is air in the blind somewhere that allows that to happen. That's very bad. It's probably going to explode or something.
What says it's normal loud?
I mean,
Well,
it's
it's not-
normal for an industrial site.
If you think about there's a person living, I'm going to say 100
Yeah, that's
feet.
why they're asking.
Yeah, but it's not, yeah, you're not going to.
You bet he has the cleanest pool in town.
Or we can heckle the state of their pool.
One or
It'll
the
be
other.
about as loud. It'll be about as loud as his pool pumps.
Yeah, I'm not expecting. I'm kind of interested to see how the ASU is going to be for loudness, because I don't expect that to be all that loud either. There's going to be it's more of a drone kind of thing. It's like white noise machines where it's loud, but it's not actually in a range that actually is hurting.
Until the event, and you'll have valve clicking and some hissing, but yeah.
Oh, speaking of, I'm so glad that whatever SpaceX did from 2 years ago, they had that flapper on whatever that exhaust was or whatever that pump
Tap tap
was.
tap 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 tap
Yeah,
tap
oh
tap
my,
tap
I'm
tap tap
so
tap
glad
tap
that is
tap.
gone. It's just gone.
We used to hear it all the time.
R2 was just tap 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 tap.
And then when the wind would blow, you'd hear the pipes hitting what used to be those big water thingies that had stuff in it.
Wow.
Very descriptive, I know.
Grok, what is? Please don't type that in a prompt.
All right, let's continue on with the.
Oh, your favorite.
Hey, it's the WW Steel lot. All right. It's missing like steel.
See?
Gun steel.
Running out of steel.
Was that a
Steel is
movie?
still what? Still steel?
Only if it's
I'm
STIHL.
Oh, we still have a lot of those, huh? Interesting. Maybe there's spares. They always have extra parts in all of these IKEA sets, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, have we seen the actual rails for the cranes?
I don't think so. It's kind of odd. I guess there's a couple theories. It's in a tent somewhere, because of course it is, or it's going to be trucked in, as Darth was saying, in the middle of the night, and no one will catch it, and it'll just be there on the next flyover or something.
Whose fault is that, Darth?
Yeah.
It's the other Dart's fault because he's people's.
I mean, aren't you gonna get your Darth peoples on it? Or-
I'll be keeping an eye out once the roof starts going on. Just saying. I will definitely be keeping an eye out.
Speaking of, they're almost out of roof truss sections here.
Or are they called eyes?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because that would have been a pretty cool, like, secredation there. Eye on eye.
I?
Oop, group meeting going on. Those are always important. You can't really ever have enough group meetings.
Yeah, especially around weird pieces. This is
Those
very interesting.
cable trays, white paint powder coated aluminum cable trays for the one,
Yeah, that's what those are.
and
I'm
those are
just curious.
the junctions where the T junction
Okay,
or the plus. Yeah.
gotcha.
No, I've never had to spec those for anything ever.
Yep. Here's where they're keeping them all. Back here.
Yep, that looks like an appropriate amount for a gigabyte. There's probably going to be a ton more of it yet still. Yeah, I've had to spec out a lot of that stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. Good to walk along at the very top of a building like a gigabyte. It's kind of fun to crawl along the top of those cable trays. Yeah, a bit scary. That's why you curse the people that cut their cable ties on a little angle for you and put holes in your knees.
That's why you
I
spec
wouldn't know
Velcro.
anybody like that's me. I wouldn't know. I don't know anybody like that.
That's why you spec Velcro. Tie wraps are evil.
Cladding's going away too.
Unclad?
I mean, moving it by the truckloads. What's
It
in
was
the
nice
boxes?
It was nice of that truck to show us how it moved it by truckloads.
Yeah. Can't wait for these boxes to be opened. And then we'll all be disappointed. Because it'll be
It's probably
something
just
stupid.
yeah, it's probably just Cybertrucks.
I mean, the fact that they had to park the pressurization trailers here. Are we sure the McGregor people aren't working? The McGregor people aren't working up here?
You have to breed a appropriate amount of spiders before it can go up to McGregor.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh hey, we've circled back to this. So I'd like to point out since we're actually here, yeah. You can go to the next photo, it's fine. As we were talking about before, we got the missing pipe hookup there. With several people working. And again, team meetings, as I was pointing out before, are very important, and a lot of pointing. Gotta remember the pointing. Um, Interesting enough, there's also a washout station there because they're adding the dangerous chemical. This is chlorine, but
Liquid chlorine can be bad.
yeah, and this is the classic triple team meeting photo. You got your left team working, middle team talking about it, and the right team, well, that's a bunch of supervisors, something going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And pointing. You gotta forget about the pointing there. Also, that's a door that's open on the back side of that. I just saw that, which is interesting. So clearly still messing around on this site. Hopefully we have this up pretty soon so we can have some water. And they've already planted trees or bushes or whatever. Or I'm sorry, they installed them, I guess is what we
There
call it
you
right
go.
Installed
Yeah,
a nice shrubbery.
Get it right.
now. They have a gate. Oh no.
Wait, remember SpaceX didn't design this. This is, too.
Yeah,
It's
you can
SpaceX
tell.
adjacent though. It's too good.
Stay 10 feet away from that thing at all times. SpaceX and Gates doesn't. Yeah, I no, staying away.
Yeah, we already got the lighting in. This is looking almost complete. They just don't have the fake grass or whatever they're gonna put in yet. So, or if they're just not gonna do that, they'll just keep it dirt.
Right.
Gravel the whole thing. We're
Yeah, I
bringing.
was thinking gravel because they have to have kind of some access to stuff. So.
Yeah, they concreted the main path, but the rest of the site I just see being all gravel. And we're at the stage where they're back to adding ice to the mixes.
I think we call that summertime. But around these parts, it's probably always summerish time.
Speaking of connector road, did we see the tank from Massey's move yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But it was definitely staged. There were 2 of them that were placed on transport.
Oh, cool.
More still?
Are those similar jig things that we saw, the jig thing, metal jig things that I was joking about were breakover things at the port?
These?
Yeah. Similar-ish construction, albeit they have more angles to them, apparently.
Yeah, interesting.
What are those supposed to be? Or what do you think they are?
No idea. I was joking about breakover. They have we mentioned this in the weekly show. They have a set similar to that at the port, just chilling next to the tanks. So
Speaking of which, when we get to the port, we'll show what. Today's been a busy marine traffic day, we'll just say.
So now we're down to only 2 of those tower crane heavy blocks.
Yeah, at least 2 have gotten them. I think Tower Crane 2 and Tower Crane 4 was getting one today.
Nice. Was it this lot that one of the corners looked like last week they may have had some of the rigging for lifting the bridge cranes in one of the corners? Am I imagining that?
Good question.
No, that is a good question. I'm trying to think.
Is that what the burning smell is?
Whoa.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. You took a big gap in your statement. Did you remember while you were thinking?
Yeah, was it here or was it the Gigalot?
It was in one of the, it was, would have been in like the upper left corner. I think it was this lot, but giggity? Question mark.
are we talking about the rail manufacturing?
No, it looked like at one of these lots last week, it looked like there may have started staging the lifting hardware for the bridge cranes,
Oh,
but I don't recall which lot.
well, there's a full image to about 6 images down. We can just check it out real quick.
Yeah.
While Darth
So,
pulls that up, Air is wondering, when do you think all the steel for Gigabay will be installed?
3 weeks.
yeah, by the end of the month. Honestly.
It will never be done, and or end of year.
I will retract my statement. It's principal steel or before, because there'll be steels that they have to install after they take down the tower cranes.
I'm assuming we're talking about like just to finish off the principal steel and then the roof, and I'm assuming that's probably all we're talking about, not the all the rest of the fit out.
not seeing it here.
I think it'd be the next next
Yes.
picture.
So not brown lot. We're gonna go dope steel lot.
And the red at the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
It might be some of the temporary rigging for lifting the bridge cranes. They use with the strand jacks to lift the whole assembly.
Yeah, we saw it when Kiko shared the image of the bridge crane at Roberts Road. They still had it up. So they're definitely moving along now that they're installing the trusses.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it appears that, unlike the Florida one, that most of the penthouse level is going to be a deck.
Yeah, we'll show that here in a minute. Just
Not as many white cars as I would have thought there would have been for Texas, South Texas.
I know.
A lot of black ones, which is confusing.
Can you even lease a non-white pickup truck?
Apparently. I don't know why you do it in Texas, but yeah, apparently.
I mean,
Okay, we're falling deep in the weeds.
all right.
Hey, we're back to the port.
And good time to talk about what happened today.
Do tell, Darth, what happened today?
Yes, Darth. Tell them.
Darth woke up, probably.
Yes, Darth woke up. Darth then hosted the drive-by show.
Thank you.
No worries, no worries. It was fun. Then Darth made lunch.
Why is Darth referring to Darth in the third person?
Because there's so many pictures to get back to where he's trying to get to. He's
Yes.
just stalling for time.
Killing time.
Because there's 1,000 pictures between. Here we go.
Andy, haven't we established that we have multiple darts? So of course it's the third person Darth.
Yeah, but that doesn't clear up which Darth we're talking about.
It doesn't matter which Darth you're talking about.
It's old Blimpy there. Oh, actually, this is a great secretor. They are going to be working on that blimp area, by the way. We're just kind of waiting for them to break ground, and then we'll talk about that at some point in the future Starbase Xpanded.
All over here?
Yep, it's the facility there for the Coast Guard. They're gonna redo it a little bit.
Nice.
So what happened today?
Well,
were you paying attention?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out which Darth. Pete Wet said you can't handle the Darth.
Exactly.
So we got 2 boats that arrived today. This barge here that left Florida, which has these frames on it that we're not sure what they were for, but they were sitting next to the. They were sitting at Roberts Road next to the Giga Bay.
The Falcon 9 launch tower that they're going to build here?
Yes, that fabled Falcon Heavy tower.
The breakover?
No. You missed the report. It was actually the space shuttle launch facility that they were building here.
They
Ooh,
still
That's
I
are
would
right.
go
building,
see
I
that.
thought, from the lawsuit. Yeah, do we have any news on that lawsuit?
Are we ready for lawsuit news? So basically, the only thing that's happened on the lawsuit is that they have determined that it was in the wrong court, so they've moved it from the D.C. court down over to the District 5, 9. I don't remember the one in Texas court. And they're renegotiating basically all of the normal things they just did. They got a new judge, and we're just waiting on the whole reply from SpaceX. Now, this one, there's two of them. One of them is going to be the land swap for SWS, and then SpaceX for Massey's area and everything else. And we're waiting on a reply basically from SpaceX to, well, sorry, yeah, to counter the reply that has gone back and forth now. On the other one, this is going to be one where you have about 70 people that have complained about the fact that the rocket makes damage happen to their homes. That one has been, from SpaceX's side, they have moved for dismissal, and we're waiting on a reply from the judge after the reply that happened from all of the complainants. And to tie that all back into what we're talking about, that particular lawsuit is the one that they decided to claim. Oh, sorry, no, the Save RGV one from the FWS is the one they started to claim that SpaceX was building a space shuttle launch facility for some reason.
Starship, space shuttle.
What's the difference?
Same difference.
You said there were two things that came into the dock today, or came into port today. This was one. What was the second one?
Squirrel!
Bam. Something we've seen previously going through Panama.
Panama, say it properly.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, this thing delayed because of the, well, wasn't a hurricane, it was a tropical depression or whatever that came through, but it's supposed to be here about 5 days ago, but you get there when you get there. It's got three chart tanks on it, and the interesting thing about the 3 chart tanks is that there is that barge claiming to be loading tanks, which I'm going to really hope is an error because that makes absolutely no sense otherwise.
Well,
Unless
not if it's those tanks that have been setting at the port for a while or the ones they're pulling out of Massey's right now.
That would be acceptable.
breaking news,
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
the old nitrogen tank are leaving Massey's.
You could write some nice things with a pressure washer in those tanks.
Mm-hmm. What? Labels? Why can't
Yeah.
they do this anymore?
They do, but they're cryptic. Where's recirculating pump A and B?
Right? Must be over
The-
here.
The maintenance guys have to be able to read for the labels to do any good.
What's that M word you just used? Never heard of it before.
I'm sure those guys are used to nothing making sense, so they probably wouldn't even trust something that made sense because that's just not right for SpaceX.
The label's a trick.
So it's interesting that same day the barge shows up, these are being hauled off.
So Florida's getting the tanks and not Massey's. Weak.
You mean McGregor?
Yeah, that
I
too.
mean, they could be going up north, barging them up north instead of hauling them.
I was going to say, unless these are going to be converted to water tanks, I don't know what you're going to be using them as.
They have a lot of room.
McGregor needs a lot of nitrogen.
Oh, yes, but I mean at like 39A or 37 or whatever. I don't know why
Right.
you'd want to even try to use those.
Speaking of which, do we want to take a look at 37? Since
Sure,
we're
I mean
here?
it's in the order of things, clearly. On the
Wait.
super Starbase expanded zone.
Wait, order?
Yep.
I'd like a double Western bacon cheeseburger, waffle fries, and
What would you like for a drink, sir?
large orange drink.
Yeah, so down south there's not a lot going on. They're clearing and they're going to put some piles, and they have a crap ton of piles going in for the ASU. They're going to build that slightly differently than they built this one, with a massive, you can actually see it on this, the massive fan farm, I'm going to call it, as opposed to the dinky little square thing that we have with the interesting nitrogen injection method to subsidize the non-cooling of the towers that we're not going to have because of space at Starbase. Putting in
This should
some
be the
pipes.
fan farm.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
We're gonna have a few fans on the beach.
A few
So
fans
a
on the
fan
beach.
farm like the windmill ones?
Oh,
Or like
What?
actual fans?
Whoa, no, whoa, no. No. These are just
The-
like the LNG ones, I would phrase it more like.
yeah,
Top down.
yeah. The ones on Highway 4 are gonna be very similar to the Lind ones. At least that's how the renders make them out to be.
Right.
Yeah, so ASU, they're just clearing out the other lands, which I'm hoping is going to be LNG because they need one of those, obviously. And then storage areas and other things.
That's what I was thinking. And a lot of pipe.
Yeah.
And of
More
course, it would not be SpaceX without tents.
Has anybody pointed out the greatest thing at this site? By the bunker.
No, Alex, I'm not there.
You're a grid fin?
The picnic tables?
Nah, it's a grid fin.
Oh. Thought you're going with the picnic tables.
I mean, nah.
Where are the grid fins and where's the picnic table?
Darth is ignoring us.
It's
He's
fine.
wise.
It's all good.
No. The picnic tables. Where are those?
To the right.
Where's
Next to
Butters?
the old bunker.
Oh, all these right here. Yeah, where did they move the grid fin to?
It's just to the left.
Ah, there it is. Still.
Yep.
Yeah. That was the funniest thing when we saw that. Just a random super heavy grid fin.
Hey, you gotta mark your territory somehow.
They get a lot of people to feed. Think how many waffles they can make with that thing.
Hmm.
I was thinking they've been using it to smooth out the land.
They're towing it with a tractor.
Yeah.
That'll get those potholes out.
Just saying, that thing can Cover a lot of land quickly with that. Don't have to worry about it breaking. Whatever it snags on isn't going to be there for long.
Yeah. Otherwise, we see him kind of just potting along and pouring all the concrete, putting some tanks down as they got them,
Yep. Deluge area for.
making some massive dirt trenches.
This should be the pipes for the deluge. Got both your chopsticks and the QD arm come together nicely.
Carriage next to it. Yeah.
So the deluge pipeline's going to have as much water as the deluge tanks.
Probably. How far away they are. They're gonna have to have like 20 combustors on this sucker to get the same pressure going. Yeah, this is the fully stacked tower. It's got the roof on. We got the rebar laying down. The the magic of, I don't know what they did, but somehow they just magically put up a entire GSE gantry framing. Yep.
In no time, they just. I mean, look at all those lifts they have around it.
Yeah. Don't need a staircase when you got 18 lifts.
Right?
Now they are definitely getting efficient.
And from what we've heard, Buckner has been waiting to get the jib back for the other 13K that's just sitting in Arizona, I believe it is. Waiting on it.
Yeah, and then
We haven't.
bottom of the image, you can see the circle where the tower and trench are going to go.
Right in here.
I was trying to see. Is there any more extra zoom on this, or is that all we got? Oh, that's good. There you go. Circle's up there.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yep. So circle
Yeah.
matches the other circle, and then tower behind it and trench next to it. So bing bada boom.
All right. Yeah,
And by
it's
circle, you mean OLM?
No, this is the they decided to put
lift area.
circles instead of the I'm gonna call it the ghetto way they did at Starbase Pad 2, where they just put a bunch of squares and they don't even use those squares yet because of the orientation that the SPMTs write in on, and they don't really even use those. But anyways, they decided to put circles over here. So they can do the work stand where the shipper booster would be set basically on top of the transport.
I gotcha.
Yeah, you can see them here. That's the lift station. So they already. They already marked it out here. Right there.
Not to be
Yep.
confused with some wastewater lift stations.
Or,
Right,
just
right.
regular water lift station.
RN James says so the gantry is already in place and the flame trench is almost fully excavated.
It's fully excavated. They're almost done with the pile cap. You can see the embeds for the flame diverter.
All in there.
Oh, they don't have
Looks
any
like
A-frames or whatever yet. I guess they're probably sitting around somewhere for the deluge.
They sent them to the wrong location again.
Is that, oh, we're going to see it shipped over on the barge. It's going to go back. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also surprised we haven't seen any tower sections, new
Yes,
tower pieces yet.
that's the confusing part. They're going to have everything set, but they're going to be, what, 6 months for a year to have tower and OLM, second OLM, if you will, over here.
Yeah, it's kind of like they said, okay, we got 39, we got pad 2, we'll get 37 up, we'll get pad 1, pad scrap. And just to go back, that was the Ad Astra.
Yeah, that's just that's the one I was looking for on the Huddleston because it's on the obligatory. I think that's actually OSB to be fair, and it's not even plywood. But that's just
Right.
a TCEQ notice, and I was hoping they'd put a little bit of inscription on it extra, but this is actually just verbatim from the website. Same thing that the other one is, unfortunately.
Got it.
Kiwi points out in that other photo, the piles for the second flame trench are visible, the booster staging piles. Kiwi, you could
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, all of the piles are pretty much getting done here. You can see the blue CFA piler driller doing it, but they've already done the soil mixing, and he's just finishing up with all the piles. You could see him building. You can actually see they have a nice rig. It's just like a bunch of stands instead of just doing it on the ground with marked paint. They actually have a kind of a formal setup to make their rebar cages. Yep. But that will probably sit in the ground for, like I'm saying, I don't think they're going to touch it and excavate it or do anything for months and months because they don't have a tower, they don't have a OLM or anything else. So.
Yeah, and I can tell you that the dry season really is winter for Florida. So that doesn't surprise me that they probably won't start excavating till December. And then apparently there was some sort of special election that was supposed to happen.
It never did. That I'm aware of. This might have been actually for. They were doing like a sheriff or a clerk. I forget which one. Does it say?
Oh,
Election
this
initial
was,
officers. Oh, this is the original one. Was this just
yeah,
left up?
yeah, they just looked it up.
That's
This was
funny. Okay.
for the
Yeah, that's
actual
the
city.
original. Yeah.
Huh.
That's neat. Is that on a an installed palm tree?
Yeah, very possible, very possible. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, all good.
That's cool though. Seeing it. All right, Alex. What do you think next?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far.
The port, you said.
We were at the port, and then we squirreled pretty. We veered.
That's true. It was all in line of each other, though. We can go back to the port.
True.
Yeah, we hit the port, then we ended up in Florida.
I mean, we could. Unfortunately, we won't have any new information on Louisiana purchase. So
We oh
Oh, we do, sort of.
the gift.
yeah.
What? Well, no. Well, which one are you gonna go here, Darth?
I went all the way over. So is it Yeah, that's
That's the
oh
port.
That's the
yeah.
port.
This is the LNG.
Okay, well, we can talk about that. That's Rio Grande LNG. Not to be confused with the Texas LNG, which is not yet built, but it's going to be on the side of it. So there's some, just like everybody else, they do their quarterly calls, just like SpaceX did today. So this was theirs. The interesting thing is, and I never knew this, and I probably have pointed out, and I just forgot, but they're building like a moat around it, which I thought was cool. They're not going to call it a moat per se, but it's kind of interesting. It really points itself out in this picture. Yeah, like little pools around it. So
Right.
I thought that was neat. Now I don't know what it would do necessarily because the liquid would just flow over it and catch on fire and be a floating fire, I guess. But be interesting. This is the full complete of the 6 train. They're supposedly going to do up to 10, but this is just what they're doing for now, and then we'll see if they expand to 8 and go beyond that. And in the middle there is our beloved Flame Stadiums that we're waiting to have that fire up. And that's going to be, hopefully at the end of the year, they do their first gas test. So
That'll be interesting. Hope somebody has a camera or something.
yeah. Oh yeah. We got cameras. So only got cameras. This was another slide they had, and this was just to point out that they have successfully tested their main substation, 138 kilovolt, and that was back in May. And then the other point I was putting out this is they have now hot tapped to Valley Crossing pipeline, and just to translate, the Valley Crossing pipeline is going to be their secondary backup pipeline. It's not their primary one. To be fair, most of the gas comes from the same kinds of places in the Algoduque areas and Eagle Ford areas and everything else. So this is going to be a backup one, but they did hot tap that. And I think Alex, you're saying you don't think this is actually in yet. They just hot tapped and valved it.
Yeah, because they're on some of the aerial shots, we can see they're still putting in one of the gas lines.
Okay. And just to translate, we have seen absolutely zero of star pipe. So still on the lookout for that since they have now started. I think this is now 4 weeks ago. 7/7 is when their start date. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but we'll at some point see the star pipe in action.
Little bolo.
I do love this chart too. So they're claiming some randomness that I don't understand. 74% overall complete. I don't know how they come to that because if you look down below the actual, construction part, that ain't anywhere near 74%. And I would say that's probably the main part of this, but I like the little commissioning part too. They're at apparently 1%. But this is train 1 and 2. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say engineering and procurement, yes. Those are almost done.
Well, to be
Train
fair, okay.
one,
To be fair, procurement right now for specialized equipment like this actually is going to be quite a pain if they don't already have it done. So to be fair, that might actually be more of a percentage than the actual building of it, but got to have it to use it.
exactly. So yeah, trains 4 and 5 are they'll get there when they get there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to the next slide, we'll just show the pipeline real quick, what we're talking about. And this is just the Valley Cross pipeline that they've tapped into, and that just goes up there. That's actually a substation up there is why it goes up there. And that goes all over the place in Texas to Eagle Ford and everybody else's. And you have a lot of different companies, the regular folk, if you will, Chevron or Exxon or whoever else, that are providing the gas. It's not necessarily just one individual person that's providing the gas. Yep. And then this is going to be, apparently I sent you the wrong one. Well, never mind. I was going to show you the differential between this one and the Rio Bravo, but apparently that'll have to wait for another day. Since that was a duplicate, we'll move on to the Le Ship. We've talked about this before. We've seen a video about it actually, and they're a little bit different than the normal, I'll call them spheres that we're used to. In fact, there's one sitting in port, has green spheres on it for LNG. These are
Right.
supposed to be more green and efficient. And this is the Clean Texas that they have procured to be able to do this as one of their ships.
Where's the green things you're talking about?
The green spheres in the port. I guess we can show. Well, when we get back there, when we get back to the port, it's been sitting next to the power plant building that it has the green spheres. The green ship is the LNG ship. It's the old school way of how they did it in those spherical tanks. I don't know. That's all at JFK.
It
You
should
would
just
need
be sitting in the
you need a
channel.
yeah. You need a wide shot for it if it exists somewhere.
Well, it exists, whether or not.
all good.
In the 1,000 photos, yeah. But it's the
It's all good.
standard it's the standard spherical ship that they have for the old school way, and they've just kind of done a new style. It's more efficient on this, so you don't really get the spherical look anymore. You're just getting kind of a flat top.
It's much more space efficient.
Yeah. The cool thing is, if I was reading up correctly, this is bi-fuel, so they run on diesel, which is the normal, but they can use the boil-off gas as part of their propulsion, which is obviously neat.
They probably do that for emissions when they're close to shore. I'm not cynical.
Yeah.
They may
That's
burn it as a
probably-
combination too, because I did that with my truck that I had. If you add that to your diesel, it makes the diesel more of the diesel burn, so you get more power out of it. So it's more efficient and it's cleaner.
For some reason, I'm imagining this old movie. Actually, it's not that old, but the guy's like, "Yeah, you gotta kick it up a notch on the old submarine diesel." So he just pours in his alcohol.
Well, they've been doing this in generators for electric plants since 1900. Adding propane or natural gas to diesel makes it burn more efficiently. My truck went from 75% is how much you normally burn of your diesel to 99% of your diesel burns.
Nice. I know exactly which movie you're talking about. Stars Kelsey Grammer.
That was a good movie. Anyways,
Yes. Moving on.
and this is just a
Talking
map.
about down periscope?
It doesn't matter. Yes. Anyways, what we're talking about here is that this is Rio Grande LNG, and this is going to be roughly in this picture. I'm going to say about 900. They say 1,000, but I think I've mapped it out. It's about 900 acres. And the reason 900 acres is important is because if they do the Louisiana purchase, they may, on the lower half of it, end up with around 1,000 acres, depending on how everything land-wise comes out. So if you want to switch over to that one, Darth. Oh, there's also we can skip that. It doesn't matter. So this is just, yeah, that's just talking about the secondary. Valley Crossing is going to do the secondary feed gas, but you didn't need to see that. I already told you about that. Just where the source came from. So this is just a mapped out area of the wetlands for the Louisiana purchase. This is the lower half of it. They technically could have upwards to 130,000, but a lot of that is the greener part above, which is going to be freshwater, which is not good to be breaking up or destroying. Not that any of it is, but the lower half is going to be a lot of wet ponds and lakes and bayous and stuff. So basically calculate it out, that was about 53,000 acres. 54 is on the map here. And if you do the whole conversion ratio for wetlands and what they would be converting, we get to about a 1 in 30. So you can use 1 out of every 30. But the thing is, you can't really use the part that is effectively a lake or just water. So if you move over to the next one, Darth. just a real quick Google image of this, nothing fancy, but you can see how there is a bunch of bios in there, but there's a bunch of just absolutely non-usable land. So you wouldn't even try to calculate or use any of that because you can't exchange that for, well, they might, but you generally don't exchange that for what you would be doing. So if you go to the next one, you'll end up with this, which is about the 32,000 acres. And so you do a little bit of quick ratio, 1 to 30, you get around 1,000 or so acres that is usable out of that, which is plenty, obviously. The site at Starbase is only 30. The 37 is about 100 acres. So you can do all the calculations of math on that, and you have plenty of area. And that's just the lower half. They could technically get the upper half. Now, this is all on the predication of a rumor that happened about 2 months ago from a realtor that was talking some mad stuff about some people who were in the area that were possibly some space involved people that were looking at the land swap. Of course, this land was from Exxon. It was in a lawsuit forever. And it just has cleared magically, of course, just had cleared June. And of course, we had some late breaking news that the governor was going to be announcing some sort of deal at the end of the month, possibly for this, and we're expecting SpaceX. So we'll have to see what the details of that is and then what they're doing. But the auspicious concept of if they actually do get this, what it may look like, how much they'll actually use. Is it 130,000 acres? I'm going to say no. It's more like 1,000, which is still plenty. And that's just depending on how all of that breaks down and how much favors they get and everything else.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out because they could still. They have this nice waterway here, large waterway to the Gulf. So, even though this is fresh water, I can see them building possibly a third star factory up here.
Yeah, it's on the intercoastal waterways. They could put their factory anywhere that wouldn't have any of the issues of wetland trades.
Right.
You can put in, and there's a bunch of, they get a lot of their heavy steel comes all along this Gulf Coast. So that a lot of their vendors for making the OLMs and such are between here and Brownsville as well.
Yeah, we know we saw a lot of the original Pad 2 stainless was coming from Newcastle, Indiana.
Yeah,
Newcastle.
the drone ships, they're made somewhere along the Gulf Coast in this area. I mean, they already have their tentacles out. But the Cape is also around 130,000 acres, and you know, 100 to 1. It's would still, I mean, there's plenty of room. They could put a dozen launch sites on this area fairly easily without a lot of the land too to take into considerations also been ravaged from the oil explorations that went in here, so not that much is pristine. So they could also get credits for rehabbing it. Don't know what the proper term is for trying to reclaim the wetlands, but yeah.
It's probably installing, if I had to guess.
Oh, jeez. Make it stop. Yeah, it's and also you'd want to rehab a lot of the wetlands since, I mean, this area has a lot more hurricane activities than either the Cape or Starbase currently. So, I mean, most of this area was wiped out, I think, in Hurricane Rita.
Yeah,
So,
they had the 4 hurricanes that came through in 2005. Katrina being the infamous one out of the 4, but they all just hit back to back to back in this area.
I think Rita was a couple years later and basically just wiped out everything that was left. But yeah, and it's also on either sides, there's quite a bit of preserves already. So there's not a lot of people living here in this region. So you're not going to have as much local concerns about noise and other activities.
Now, the main community is here at Pecan Island.
It's like 300 people or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like how Boca was.
Yeah, I think it's other than primarily game operations, fishing and hunting. There's nothing in this area anymore.
We got anything else on this?
No, I think we should move to the port or JFK or something.
Right.
If you go to the port, there was a question.
We keep trying to go to the port, and squirrels happen.
To be fair,
Yep.
I had that lined up fairly well because that ending slide was the acreage that I was trying to have imagine how much acreage they would have, albeit it's going to be spread out and probably have more than that. But I worked it in there, you know.
I'm terrified at your level of organization.
I mean, you saw that's the HTML boat documentary I made.
Yes, but the whole incorporating the squirrels into the accounting for it, amazing work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta smoothly transition into it.
Try to get back to the port. I mean, we got the close-ups of the JFK near the end there, but see if we can get some of the wider.
Oh, you know what? Hit one of those pictures real quick. Whoa. Go back up. Since we're over here. No. The white. Yeah. I think one of those. No. Try that. I don't think that's it, but no. Left to the 4 there. Left 4. 1, 2, 3. Or left 3.
Like here?
Yeah. I think the hatchet's in one of those. I was mistaken. It's not this one. There's a cloud in the way. That's actually, well, while we're here.
The new crane lot? The Giga lot?
Yeah, nothing much. Yeah, sorry. Nothing much to talk about here other than the fact they flattened out the little bit of land over there. They fenced it off, put a bunch of crane parts there. This is a 5-acre lot they were using for staging of the Giggity Bay. But now it's just the Giga lot. It's just a lot that they're going to hopefully put some other staging things for Hollis site.
Yeah. And like we talked about last week, they have their new heavy haul
Yep.
rig parked there. I believe these are all for the Tadano. The 7450? I want to say it is.
Yeah, I think it's like .1 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the new trailers. Towable.
K25s,
Trailers.
I think.
Yeah.
All right, we got a hatchet in this one. No, the one left to that, yeah. Nope, that's not it.
So that lot back there, that's basically the new Highway 4 storage lot, like what they've taken over on that other site now.
Yeah, a lot of
Correct.
items have been transferred from the old Huddleston site to that lot. So I'm kind of curious if they're then going to put and stage some Huddleston items in there so we can see what they're building for industrial purposes.
So this looks like the port connector here. Maybe? Or is this Massey's? Oh, this might actually be Massey's here.
Yeah, I think because the rest of them are Massey's, if I remember right. That's Massey's Bend to the left there. All right, well, it's a
Yeah.
mystery. We'll find the hatchet next week. On to the port.
Yeah, maybe Thursday we'll get some non-cloud.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
Here?
Oh, that's real. Let's try that one, yeah. Nope, that's something else.
There's Huddleston. There's the new school.
Well, you want to do this or the port? Because the port's right next to this. I see that now.
Yeah, we can just do this real quick here.
Okay.
Is this, yeah. While we're here. So this is the old storage lot. As everybody's seen, all these parts are, most of them, if not all of them, are now on the crane. And like y'all have gone over previously, doing a lot of footings.
I noticed the rows line up with every third cage on the outside perimeter, like concrete footing that's already concrete down running across the photo. Every third one of those embeds lines up with a row of internal columns.
It's about the same spacing they used on the factory. FYI.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm still speculating that this might be their payload processing building in the future.
That could even include bridge cranes, I guess, in those sort of rows.
Yeah. That's what it's looking like. And obviously they're still working both sides to clear it out. And it makes sense because it'd be something that wasn't as distracting for the school. Like noise, pollution, and stuff like that.
I mean, Massey's is down the road, so there's a lot of noise pollution coming from that. Albeit they usually do the fires at, nighttime or close to nighttime hours, like late
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
There's a funny little extension on the very top far right of the whole site as well.
Yeah, it just looks like they've put up the silt fencing.
Just to the right of the CFA drill, at the corner of the building itself, there's some little bit more extension of footing going up to the river there, just in the corner of the actual building. Just to the right of the crane, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a access road going that way. to that dirt road.
Well, yeah, but I meant right in close. If you go right in close, there's a little excavator right in the corner of the actual building, just in the corner of the building.
Yeah.
Just to
It's-
the right, just to the right of the CFA drill. Just right there in the corner of the actual building. There's a little zigzag of the footing goes up towards the. Maybe a loading bay. I thought it's something they're going in the corner of the building or something.
Oh, I thought that was the drainage. They're laying the pipe or whatever in that same area all the way around.
Yeah.
They put the piles.
Okay.
They put the piles in before they dug for the footing, not the other way around as well. I don't see any piles in that trench at top.
Sweet, thanks. There's something big
Doctor-
going there.
Doc John was wondering, weren't they going to put a shopping center with this Costco or big box store somewhere there?
No, they don't have enough population to support a retail operation like that.
I mean, if payload loading is your Costco, then yes.
There's a Walmart 5 miles up the highway.
Yeah, the 1,000 people they have living in this area wouldn't support huge retail.
Yeah, just something that Alex and I have talked about. Imagine this being a payload processing for like Starlinks and Starmind, and then they also process the argon for it over on the other side. Just something, throw it out there, since it's listed as an industrial site.
And I just did a quick Google. Costco, prefers over 200,000 people within a 5 to 20 mile radius for them to open one.
Yeah. All the major big boxes will be in Brownsville. Just, I mean, I don't even think they have enough population here to support an Aldi's.
What's
And my
the
bad,
big
it was
chain
5 miles
you
to
can
20
eat?
minutes.
Is it
I think
H-
Aldi's is only like 30,000 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's under 1,000 people probably live in the village.
Yeah, between Rio West and the village, you might get over 1,000.
But yeah,
Yazada agrees with you guys about the Starlink Starmine Processing Center.
Cool. Because that process is currently still being done in the factory. So, having a dedicated facility when they start seriously going full tilt, full speed with those.
What do you mean by processing? They're still manufactured somewhere else? Or do you think manufacturing here, or is it just like loading them into the payload boxes? I mean, yeah, the loader
loading-
box.
probably loading them in final assembly. They're oversized, and unless there's a rail spur shipping hundreds of these by oversized loads would probably get logistically challenging. It's part of the reason
Okay.
the port. Dudes, wasn't the port one of the things was for payload process or?
Yeah, they said light manufacturing is what the guy was talking about. I'm still waiting on that, actually, by the way. And they wanted a 50-year lease to be able to do the dock and then some light manufacturing in that area, and then improve the road as well.
I didn't realize they were quite that big. Thanks. That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your Starlink, I believe the version 3s are 3 meters by 7 meters, if I'm correct. So they're slightly larger than your normal flatbed. They're
Yeah.
slightly wider than your normal truck.
I mean, you might be able to put them vertical.
True.
So
Right
maybe
now,
like even like the solar panels that might need to be bolted on separately, maybe they're too fragile to transport bolted on or something.
And their batteries, and they're filling up the argon for their thrusters, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of steps.
A lot of processes
Thanks.
before
Thanks for
they're
that
live.
question.
Hey, it's the Rio Grande LNG.
Hey, we were just here.
So it's kind of funny now that I showed the moat thing. You can kind of clearly see what the whole moats are going to be.
Yeah, these pools
Yeah,
out front.
I noticed that excavation at the back where we thought electrical cables were going to go, and I'm thinking that trench has been open down the back of the far back right of the site for ages. So it's actually a moat, not actually electrical conduit trenches.
You know, moat, conduit, and it's all the same, I guess.
I mean, there's conduits on the bottom of it, and there's also natural gas pipeline underneath it as well.
Oh, I see. They're running the cables through the water because that way they can conduct more current with the smaller cables because of the heat dissipation. You see.
I would like a flaming moat though. That'd be kind of cool. You know how you have those features that bubble the gas through the water and then they light it on fire, that kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool. Have a little flame wall thing.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, like the Mirage just called. They want their volcano
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. We did see a bunch of reports, albeit I'll need to contact them or something to figure this out. But there was a bunch of tabs reports about the commissionings of buildings for security buildings and for firefighting buildings and administration buildings. So we did see a bunch of that. We've seen the progress actually pretty well on the third tank. They've done the piles pretty much completed as well. The electrical is electrifying. And I will say something about the electrical. Sorry to jump around like that, but there is a boat coming in with, I don't know the measurement. I should look this up. It's like 1926 cm of transformers, cubic meters maybe. So I'm curious if that's going here. If they just truck in or boat in transformers on a regular basis.
Yeah, oh, they're difficult to transport by road. Yeah. I wonder if they could even use that dock there to crane them off even here, right here.
I mean, one thing they do have here is rail. And a
Yeah.
lot of stuff gets transported by rail.
Yep, there's nothing doing on the old Ceronic slash Star Pipe yet.
In that image that you had with the blimp in it, Andy was wondering if that was the same blimp at SPI.
Yes, that's so. Just sorry to clarify. That was what we call them now, Avid's Sapphire Cam. So the giant, I think it's green looking giant apartment building. Well, pseudo apartment building.
Condominiums.
Condominiums, yeah. That's what that is, and it's the camera off of that. We're shooting down. So right in front of that, to the right, was the U.S. Coast Guards and the Border Patrol that do the whole aspect of people trying to do some stuff. So that's a giant radar, effectively. The other thing is, in that same picture was the RV park.
Right.
Check out the
That
top of
was
the
a-
tank.
Appears to still be closed, right?
I think they're renovating. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back to the county, see what they're doing with that. They had several bids for it, so I'm not sure what they're doing.
So here's
Yeah.
the third tank.
So
See the piles there clearly.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting on plans for the Starbase LNG and see if they're going to do anything similar to this, or they're going to do the make it up, kind of squash it together, similar they did with the ASU kind of thing.
check out the top of the big tanks. They're starting to use that. We saw all those posts and that sticking up through the concrete, and they're building up on the side too. On the port side, they've got the framework coming up the side of the tank and everything. Looks like they got taller posts. They might even do a second level up there.
The first two trains. You got your flame boxes, flame stadiums. This is the third train. It's going to be the fourth train.
Was there anything else you wanted to see in this lot of photos?
Do what? What?
What?
Stuff and things.
You mean at
There's a
Rio
fifth-
Grande LNG?
Just
the
in
fifth
general.
train. There's a fifth train.
Oh, we still have the JFK. Are you asking about? Oh, is there more to go? There's JFK.
Yeah, let's do that. Unless you
Okay.
guys want to keep looking at this.
Yeah, I'll
There's-
move over there. Just
There's
a
the
second.
shark fin land that we can show you that absolutely nothing has happened with any sort of dock or anything else. There's
Is
some
that
rubble
this?
though. Yeah,
With
the shark, the green part. Yeah.
Yeah. With sardonic.
No, it's up from this picture for Saronic.
Okay.
Well, you're not going to see it on this picture, but yeah, it would be up if this picture was to zoom more.
Right. So yeah.
Down. I get however you want to put that. Yeah.
All right. I think this was just the wide shot. Yeah. Out towards
Nice.
the Gulf.
Yep. And then, as you can tell, no action on the little pipe 9 yet. So, and no action on the dock, and no action at Texas LNG. So, should be a lot of action coming up for pretty soon.
Yeah, it looks like just some prep.
Nah, that's kind of been there. They've been hauling
Okay.
in and out all kinds of random stuff to both of their spoil piles or whatever the dredge piles that they have going on there. So,
Right. But yeah. Maybe eventually. All right. Let's go.
it's
Last We'll take a look at the JFK and the other ship that they've been. To me, it looked like a old car carrier with the way
Yeah.
the ramps.
Roll on, roll off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like these. It's kind of a weird. It's these photos are kind of a, if you will, a slice in time, because they didn't clear out anything. They just literally cut through the decks and all of the bunks and all of the storage cabinets, everything else. They're just there. So if anybody like historically wanted to be like, hey, what was this looking like when it was decommissioned? It's like, yep, here's photo number one of it being decommissioned, and this is where
Right.
the bunks were. It's like if you imagine like one of those. How does it work? Kind of engines or whatever else. It's half cut off. It's kind of what it reminded me of.
Yeah. The cutaways.
Yeah.
I found out one of the reasons why it cost $1 was because of all the contamination and asbestos on board that these people had to clear it up. They bought the bad stuff too.
And that is not cheap to clean up.
Yeah. This is a cool image with the door that's just kind of half there on half of the railing and its frame in the center of the picture.
Yeah, this one right here, that's just.
Yep. This is chilling. That's fine. It doesn't need the rest of the frame. That's just how good it is.
I don't know, it almost. I was just looking at that.
Is it a floor hatch?
Oh, is that what it
That's
is?
what it
It's an
looks
optical
like.
illusion?
Yeah,
I thought it was the door frame. It would have been funnier.
that would have been. Yeah, no, it looks like a floor hatch.
Yeah, they're getting up on the deck from the galleyway.
Memories of pad scrap. The hatches they had at the top of the OLM.
Uh,
Did they ever fish the one out at the dunes?
No, I think it's still. I think it is now crab habitat.
Just checking.
They did a bunch of clearing, so a bunch of the fondag that got blown into the salt flats there was removed.
Yeah, I think it was 23. They had a big cleanup of it. That's when we were there. We had chunks of fondag on the side of the road. We were all smashing with hammers.
No, because
Souvenirs.
it was still there.
Yeah, no, I don't think they cleaned that up. I know they did a cleanup not that long back
Oh yeah,
then.
oh yeah. They do cleanups all the time, and they even have a beach contract now for cleaning the beach. So
Okay, there's your vertical door.
okay, there we go. See, I think we find one. Had to be one somewhere. They have like 18 billion doors in this thing.
Right? I was just looking at the dudes chilling.
Yeah, he's taking a break.
I believe that's the actual exact amount of doors they do have.
18 billion.
Yeah.
Got to keep it watertight.
Asbestos and contaminants. I say there'd be some probably like petroleum product contamination. There'd be some asbestos, but there'd be some sort of weapons, sort of weird chemistry stuff contamination too. Exotic, I mean.
Just a lot of solvents for cleaning stuff.
I was looking for the Decepticon logo. Do, 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 do.
Is there anything noteworthy else? Anything else noteworthy in these photos for the ship? For the JFK?
Nah, it's pretty much still dismantling.
Is the crane barge still working on the other ship?
Believe so. Did we still have?
Yeah, it was transferring stuff last week.
Yeah. That's all good.
Oh, we can look at the tanks if you want. We're not.
Well, I mean, if we're hitting everything, I think we can wrap it up because we've been doing this for about 2.5 hours now.
Yeah, just to give a refresher, these are the 3 takes that are. We showed earlier one of them on the transport. And we do have a road delay for tomorrow. The normal midnight to 4 a.m. road delay from production to Massey, so it's going to be a toss-up. Is it going to be 43.1 to come here in the crusher, or is it going to be 41 for static fire? Or they throw a curve and just something random.
Just
We'll
move
have
the
to.
stand.
Yeah. So we'll just have to keep an eye out tomorrow.
Wait and
But
see. It'll be good
but
too
yeah,
because we have the flyover Thursday morning. So whatever they move tomorrow night, Mauricio might get photos of the next morning. That'd be very cool.
that would be. Oh, there is. And it's right here.
Oh, your pipes. Gotta show the pipes. Look,
So
people, pipes.
we're expecting this to go away. And this week we've been seeing them install pipes. The last couple of days, they've been hauling up pipes inside of here. So, probably lower. You see it
You said
anything,
they're
Alex?
hauling off pipes, so they're removing them.
The other pipes that are being removed are from the launch mount itself.
They're running a new pipe. That drain pipe that goes out into the air there, Andy. They're putting a new pipe. They're going to route that down through the tower with new pipes right the way down through the tower.
Yeah, that new pipe that they installed in the ground before the last launch. It's going to be replacing, or it should be replacing this pipe. So they don't just throw it off when they're fitting the locks. It's not just dumping out here anymore. No, and there was one other thing. They've painted the booster stand white.
Yep, Mauricio got a photo of that in the drive-by. There it is.
Sorry, what?
Uh-huh.
Why did they do that?
It's probably just primered.
Giga stand.
Because, Todd, because.
Because SpaceX. Yeah, you're right, Indy.
I
That
mean,
could just be a
you answered
primer to
your own
put more
question.
black on top of it, though.
That's what I was thinking.
It could
Oh,
be
that's
some
just-
kind of epoxy that's standing up to the rust better than some of the other stuff.
Is that just today's drive past, is it?
Yes.
Thanks.
Drive what now?
Drive-by.
Today's drive around Starbase with our most excellent host, our Mauricio. And take label.
Oh, that's actually a schematic for the actual plumbing, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Or
Looks
this
just
thing.
like an electrical. Looks exactly like an electrical diagram, different symbols.
Right, right. I'm sure he deafened himself. I see how he is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, dude, you got anything else?
No, I think we're good. If you want to show the port connector with all of the tanks real quick, but it doesn't really matter. They're the same tanks that are there, and we kind of showed it in the weekly as well. But I guess the point being is either those or the ones you're talking about on the carriers right now, the liquid nitrogen, are probably going to go on that barge.
Yeah, it's strange that none of them ever got shipped out, except for the new tanks that we saw show up. The three large ones that showed up apparently went to McGregor, but the rest of the tanks have just been sitting around doing nothing at the port.
Yeah, they'll get rid of them sometime. Yeah, I'm surprised the water tanks are still sitting there as well. So
And what Alex had brought up. So it looks like they're filling in a lot more of the floor here for the top floor. So hopefully Thursday we can see more progress as more of the trusses are going up. But
we
yeah,
didn't see a leg move, did we?
no. No, the only thing else we saw today was they started staging they started adding the armor to the base of Tower 1.
Yeah. Well, they also moved the old suborbital farm control bunker, power bunker, whatever that was.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, they just moved it over to the fence line there. The pad 1 scrap. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
it'll be interesting to see where that ends up. whether it ends up being used for pad 1 or if they take it across the highway.
Yep.
But this is what we were talking about. All these tanks here. These should be the new deluge and other thing tanks, meaning for nitrogen storage, like the FireX and DSS tanks. These are the old deluge tanks, the old methane tanks. Just gotta wait and see if maybe these start moving out.
Yep. And we should be able to tell on the flyover coming up on Thursday, you said, Indy?
Yes, sir. Thursday morning, 10:30 Starbase time.
Would you look at that? We found the port. We have made it. We have done it. Holy moly.
Full circle now.
We have come full circle.
We got the whole port.
Oh,
Nothing but the
goodness.
port.
Yeah. Not a lot of action going on here right now, but we will certainly keep track of that. We know that the several barges just came in and boats, so.
Yeah,
Actually,
Thursday
funny
we
enough,
should have a.
I don't
I was
think
just
that
gonna
ship's even here, so.
Yeah,
Who's not here?
The ship, the LNG ship. I don't think it was in that picture
Oh.
either. It might have left, honestly. The one with the spheres I was talking about earlier. The whole reason we're going to go to the port in the first place.
Yeah, that's all good.
yeah, because it was further down, I want to say.
It was chilling next to the power plant, but yeah, it might be.
Might have already
All good.
taken off.
It's all
Yeah.
good. I'll create
All
a
good.
render. It'll be fine.
The creator.
All right, so yeah, I think we've held people captive long enough.
That's a great word, captive. That's right. We are a captive audience. Thank you guys so much for your time. Alex, I was here. Alex had to run. Thank you, Alex. Darth, dudes, thank you both so much. This happened because you guys were here. So thank you. You educated us a lot. You showed pictures. I know I feel a little bit more educated. Not much, but a lot more. I'm just kidding. I feel a lot more educated. Just so everybody knows, we do have the flyover Thursday morning. And then for members, we have the show and tell on Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. Starbase time. So join us for both if you can. That'd be great. Other than that, we have Starbase Weekly on Sunday. And then we'll do another one of these next week. Other than that, dudes, Darth, you guys want to say bye?
Good day. Or, is that what they say? I think they say that. Good day.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure being here again, and hopefully Thursday the weather cooperates. We get to see all the changes because we know there have been a lot of things going on at Sanchez around the launch site. Hopefully, we have some new stuff at Massey's and maybe more port images of some new items and
And then
other items.
whatever moves tomorrow night, hopefully we'll see. And a special thanks to Mauricio for taking all these photos, for doing the drive-by, for doing the flyovers. He is a man of many talents. He develops all these photos for us. He gets them out to us super quickly, lickety quick. I mean, we can't ask for more than this. Thank you so much, Mauricio. We are forever in your debt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Darth, you were trying to say something.
I was just gonna reiterate what you were saying, that yes, we really appreciate it, Mauricio, and we all thank you for doing what you do.
And with that, we will say see you guys on Thursday. Love, peace, and chopstick wheel grease.